Hello, I'm Essay, your AI essayist. Please note that all content, audio and video in this presentation are AI generated. As AI can sometimes produce inaccuracies, I encourage you to verify any factual information presented. With that in mind, let's begin.
The Life of the Cosmos, a work published by Smolin in 1991, proposes a radical perspective on the nature of reality, focusing on cosmology, quantum mechanics, the origin of life, and the idea of a self-replicating universe. This essay undertakes a section-by-section examination and critical evaluation of Smolin's central arguments and the evidence presented. My purpose is to dissect the internal coherence of his claims by exploring the methodologies employed, the logical structures, and the conceptual frameworks that underpin this ambitious work. The analysis deliberately avoids superficial engagements. Instead, it strives for a deeply contextualized and meticulously detailed treatment, appropriate for an informed professional audience. The essay will trace the trajectory of Smolin's thought, with a focus on the internal validity of his arguments. Section 1. The question of the universe's mystery. Smolin begins by setting the stage for an exploration into the universe's fundamental nature. He posits that the universe holds many secrets, and its complexity demands a profound understanding. This initial positioning provides a framework for his cosmology. The claim here is that standard scientific inquiries may not be sufficient to fully understand the cosmos. Smolin suggests that the focus should be directed towards the universe's origin and its enduring consistency. One of the first arguments put forward centers around the limitations of reductionism. The proposal is that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts, and that attempts to dissect the universe into its constituent elements may obscure essential features. This argument, echoing some strands in philosophical thought, hints at his inclination to emphasize emergent properties and holistic perspectives. There is a clear intention to establish an intellectual space for a conception of the universe that is dynamic and evolving. Specifically, he suggests that the universe's present form, its particular constants, are not arbitrary, they have a history. This opening establishes a critical stance towards certain established scientific assumptions. The supposition that the universe's fundamental properties are fixed and require explanations based on initial conditions. The evidence presented here consists of observations concerning the fine-tuning of the physical constants. This leads to the question of why these constants are compatible with the existence of life. Smolin frames this as a problem that requires a solution beyond simple chance. Section 2. The anthropic principle and its limitations. Smolin then addresses the anthropic principle, which proposes that our observations of the universe are conditioned by the fact that we, as observers, exist. He evaluates it as a possible answer to the fine-tuning of physical constants. The central claim is that the anthropic principle, while offering a partial explanation, remains unsatisfying because it does not provide a mechanism for the universe's fine-tuning. The anthropic principle, therefore, can be seen as a descriptive tool, at best. Smolin's critique focuses on its lack of explanatory power. Specifically, he criticizes the weak anthropic principle, which states that we must be prepared to take into account that we are limited to the circumstances of observation that permit our existence. Smolin suggests that the weak formulation does not explain the universe's apparent fine-tuning. Instead, he argues that a deeper explanation is sought, moving away from observational selection effects towards a causative mechanism. The argument hinges on the idea that the universe should be viewed as a system with a history, governed by principles of evolution. To explain these parameters, the discussion of the anthropic principle is brief, but serves to lay the foundation for Smolin's central argument. He uses this principle to motivate a search for a more complete understanding of the universe's structure. Section 3. Quantum theory and the problem of measurement. The next section turns to quantum mechanics, particularly the measurement problem. Smolin concentrates on the difficulties that the Copenhagen interpretation poses. The claim is that the process of measurement in traditional quantum mechanics necessitates wave function collapse and that the role of the observer is poorly defined. This introduces an element of subjectivity into the description of the physical world. He suggests that the problem arises because of the inability to establish a comprehensive description of the quantum world. In addition, he explains the concept of entanglement. This is demonstrated as a form of communication exceeding the known limits of the speed of light, and is viewed as a core aspect of quantum understanding. Smolin suggests that a proper solution must eliminate both the observer and the concept of wave function collapse. The argument is made that a more fundamental theory should provide an objective description of reality. He argues that wave function collapse could be considered a symptom of something missing from the theory, although not specifically stated as such. The undercurrent shows a desire to unify quantum mechanics with gravity. Section 4. The laws of nature as evolving. Smolin next introduces his primary argument, the idea that the laws of nature are not fixed but evolve over time. The core claim is that the universe can reproduce itself through black holes. The mechanisms of a new universe is born each time a black hole forms. The physical constants differ, and each new universe is likely to have a different set of physical laws. He proposes, therefore, a model of cosmic natural selection, where universes with the most black holes have a greater chance of producing more offspring. The argument leans heavily on analogies to biological evolution. This suggests that universes that foster the formation of black holes are favoured. The idea is presented that our universe is, in some sense, optimized for black hole production, which would explain the fine-tuning of physical constants, because it is optimized for black hole production. The evidence Smolin uses to support this notion is, in part, the observed values of the constants of nature, specifically the mass of the proton and the strength of gravity. He claims that these values favour black hole formation. Section 5. Cosmology and black hole birth. This section delves further into the specifics of black hole reproduction. Smolin's claim is that a black hole acts as a portal. It gives birth to a new universe. The argument is that when a black hole collapses to a singularity, a universe is born on the other side of the singularity. He suggests that this process is analogous to biological reproduction. The argument for the mechanism of reproduction hinges on the nature of singularities. It is proposed that inside all black holes are universes. It's not possible to observe the universe formed on the other side of a black hole, but the idea is that it's still happening. The support in evidence stems from an examination of Einstein's equations. The idea is that the singularity acts as a boundary between the parent universe and the child universe. A key assumption here is the existence of singularities as viable points of origin for new universes. The details of how physical constants mutate from one universe to the next are not elaborated on. The suggestion that the constants slightly vary in each new black hole so that some universes form more black holes. Section 6. The search for a complete theory. Smolin pivots to the search for a complete theory of quantum gravity, the theory that can reconcile quantum mechanics and general relativity. He reviews efforts to unify these two fundamental theories. The claim is that these attempts are essential to understanding the very earliest moments of the universe. He emphasizes the need for a theory. Different theories attempting to reconcile gravity and quantum mechanics are discussed, including superstring theory, loop quantum gravity, and some more speculative avenues. The argument emphasizes the need to formulate a working theory of quantum gravity. He offers the perspective that the issue of quantum gravity is not simply a technical problem, but a crucial step in understanding the nature of the universe. He advocates for loop quantum gravity as a promising approach, although he concedes that much work needs to be done. His own work is presented as part of the development. Its strength, according to Smolin, is its compatibility with the ideas of the book, in particular, the idea of the universe reproducing through black holes. Section 7. Natural selection in cosmology. Here, Smolin further develops the central thesis about cosmic natural selection. The argument is that, just as organisms evolve, so do the universes. Universes that are better at producing black holes have a greater chance of survival, creating more offspring. This selective pressure, he suggests, is responsible for the fine-tuning of the universe's physical constants. He refines the notion of natural selection, highlighting the importance of the black hole as a mechanism for evolution. The evidence cited includes numerical simulations and observations. The logic is that the measured value of the constants can be explained as outcomes of cosmic natural selection. Smolin suggests that the reason the constants are what they are is not arbitrary but a consequence of the evolutionary process. A critical assumption is that the selection principle, maximizing black hole production, are key to the evolution of the Section 8. The landscape of possible universes. Smolin tackles the vastness of a hypothetical landscape of possible universes, each with different physical constants and laws. The claim is that this landscape has been, and continues to be, explored by the process of cosmic natural selection. He constructs a visual aid to emphasize the potential variety of the physical constants. The argument then focuses on how the landscape of universes can be navigated by the process of cosmic natural selection. The concept of a multiverse is presented. Smolin's point is that only universes that can produce black holes survive. The evidence presented stems from theoretical considerations. The methodology here is to explore possibilities to gain better insights into the physics. Section 9. The role of life in the cosmos. This section examines the relationship between life and the evolution of the universe. The idea is that the universe's favoring black hole production is consistent with life's existence. The claim is that the universe is, in effect, friendly to life. The argument proposes that the universe's ability to produce black holes is closely connected to the conditions suitable for life. Smolin does not invoke a direct causal link. Instead, he proposes a correlation. The supporting evidence comes from observations of the universe's structure and its relation to life. The argument presented is that life is not an accident. It must have evolved in an environment where life is possible. A key assumption is that for life to evolve, the physical constants must have certain values. Section 10. Testing. The theory and future directions. Smolin addresses the testability of his theory. The claim is that it is possible, in principle, to test his ideas, though the practical challenges are immense. He acknowledges that the theory is radical and presents several proposals, including observing the evolution of black holes. Smolin argues that the theory is a good starting point. The argument is that his theory provides a framework for understanding the universe's origins. He then turns to future research possibilities, acknowledging the need for further theoretical development and empirical investigation. Smolin emphasizes that the primary aim of the theory is to encourage further scientific investigation. Section 11. Implications for the interpretation of quantum mechanics. Smolin returns to the problematic aspects of quantum mechanics. The main proposal is that the universe reproduces through black holes, suggesting that the measurement problem has a cosmological origin. Smolin proposes that the observer in quantum mechanics is not a fundamental element of reality. The argument is that the observer problem resolves if black holes, and then universes, are viewed as a continuous process of transformation. He suggests that the wave function collapse is not the true picture. He argues that the information is preserved once the black hole forms the basis. The evidence from the previous parts of the book is used to support this idea. A key assumption here is that the universe's evolution is a continuous process. Section 12. The philosophical and ethical implications. Smolin concludes with a discussion of the philosophical and ethical implications of his theory. The claim is that his cosmology has implications beyond the realm of physics. He explores the idea of interconnectedness and the evolutionary nature of reality. The argument is that understanding the universe can influence our understanding of ourselves. He suggests that his theory offers new perspectives on our place in a universe. The evidence consists of reflection, philosophical inquiry, and an interpretation of the scientific findings. A key takeaway is that understanding the universe can inspire a sense of wonder and responsibility. Conclusion. Lee Smolin's The Life of the Cosmos is a bold work of theoretical cosmology. It endeavours to provide a framework for understanding the universe's origins and its evolution. The essay's analysis reveals the many claims and arguments that Smolin presents. The central argument, that the universe may reproduce through black holes, is presented as a means to explain the fine-tuning of the physical constants. The strength of his work is the attempt to integrate disparate fields, including quantum mechanics, general relativity, and cosmology, within a single, coherent model. By offering his particular vision of a self-reproducing universe, Smolin confronts the limitations of the anthropic principle, proposing a concrete mechanism for the universe's evolution. The evaluation has uncovered both strengths and weaknesses in Smolin's approach. His use of thought experiments and analogies is very persuasive. His arguments regarding the interconnectedness of various scientific domains are insightful. The critique is not fundamentally directed at the overall thesis but, rather, at the methodology utilized. The most apparent challenge is empirical testability. The notion of black hole reproduction remains largely theoretical, and direct experimental verification is not possible. Furthermore, the lack of detailed mechanisms to explain the variation of physical constants across successive universes raises some questions. There is potential circularity in using the observed values of physical constants to support the theory, when this would logically imply that the theory needs this to be. Smolin's vision has been influential in the development of cosmological frameworks. The concepts of cosmic natural selection and the multiverse continue to influence theoretical physics and philosophy. His emphasis on the fundamental importance of unifying quantum mechanics and general relativity has spurred research. The work's legacy is in its impact on theoretical physics. While the precise mechanisms of cosmic reproduction remain speculative, his work has prompted reconsideration of some basic assumptions. Ultimately, the life of the cosmos stands as a remarkable undertaking, and its influence on contemporary science cannot be denied. It has stimulated debate and offers a unique perspective on the universe's mysteries and the place of life within it. The ideas presented remain, to this day, important and worthy of the attention of those working in the field.
We really appreciate you tuning into this AI-powered presentation. Our goal is to push the boundaries of AI in content creation, and your input is invaluable. If there's a particular subject you'd like to see us tackle next, or if you have suggestions on how we could fine-tune our AI's creative prompts, please don't hesitate to leave your ideas in the comments section. We're excited to bring you more unique content very soon.